Good. Now we'll try to stay with that kind of breathing if it feels okay to you, and we'll just come up toward our chairs a little bit further. And on our next inhale, let's inhale and reach the arms toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips, folding downward. You can take your hands to your chair or even your legs. And then inhale to get really long through the spine. Yeah, good. Reach your chest forward. And as you exhale, let's step back to chair downward dog. So you just take your feet back and stretch back, get long through your torso. Of course, you could always do floor downward dog with hands and feet on the floor. It's a lot harder though. And I like the chair version. It just gives a good opening through your spine. You do what you want to do here. Couple more breaths there. And then inhale to bend your knees and look forward, and exhale to walk up toward the front of your mat. Inhale to reach your chest forward, getting really long. And then exhale, sitting back like you're sitting in a chair behind you, lifting your chest. Good. Then inhale, let's stand up, reaching your arms up. And exhale, arms out and down. Hey, that was the sun salutation. Those are called Surya Namaskar, is in Sanskrit. So do it again. Inhale. It's like you're greeting the sun in the morning, saying hello to the sun, and then exhale, folding towards your chair. And then as you inhale, reaching your chest forward. Good. And exhale again, stepping back to downward facing dog. You'll see dogs kind of do this when they stretch. Of course, they'd be on the floor, right? And they usually have their chin lifted when they do it. And then when you're ready, bending the knees, walking toward the front of your space. Then inhale to reach your chest forward. And exhale, sit like you're sitting in an imaginary chair behind you. And take your weight into your heels, lift your chest. Good. Inhale to stand. And exhale, arms out and down. Good. And we're going to grab our straps now. Now, if you've got a shoulder injury, which I know a couple of you do, you may need to modify this, and so you just do what you can, okay? Not going into any pain. That's the key, okay? So we're going to take our hands a little bit wider, or a lot wider than our shoulders. For now, let's just take them a little bit wider than our shoulders. And then we'll inhale and stretch the arms up toward the ceiling and try to straighten them. If you can't, just try. Okay, good. And shrug them up by your ears. And then exhale, take them back behind you a little bit, like you're retracting them. Good. And then just bring it down. Just notice. So check in if you got any shoulder injuries, make sure they feel okay. Okay, now we're going to try to hold the strap so the palms face forward. Now it's like this. Yeah. And it's a little more narrow, so closer to your thighs. No slack in it. Mine are right up against my thighs. So you could have your fingers right up touching your thighs too. Okay. My palms are forward, but I'm gripping the strap. And then I'm going to inhale and roll the shoulder heads back without popping my chest forward. So it's really happening from the shoulder joint. And you'll feel your triceps, the backs of your arms might turn on. And feel like you're trying to pull, your arms are straight, totally straight down toward the floor. And feel like you're trying to pull the strap apart too. And keep rolling the shoulder heads back. Good, you guys keep breathing. And release, and just kind of shake it out a little bit. All right. Now we'll need our arms wide. I don't know how wide, it depends on how tight your shoulders are. And again, if you have a shoulder injury, might not be able to do this, okay? So the arms are wide. We're going to inhale, rise up, okay? And exhale, we're going to try to take the arms back behind you. So you might need to widen them further than you thought, because we're keeping the arms straight. So everybody straighten your arms. Straighten them all the way, you guys. That's it. Keep them straight. as you try to go back. Now you're not trying to make yourself hurt. Okay, so if the more you widen your hands, the easier it is. And then you can come back up and take a break, come down in front. So you notice if it feels like you're about to tear a ligament or something, then you need to go wider, right? We're not trying to do that. All right, we're just trying to get a stretch. But if you're feeling nothing, then go more narrow. Okay, so then again, inhale up, decide how wide they need to be. Exhale, taking them back behind you. Remember, they stay straight on the way back. So it's like, there. So you might need to widen if you find that your arms are bending, come up and then back down. Shake it out. Good. Let's do it again. All right. So take them as wide as you think you need to. There's no slack in the strap. Okay. Go up. We're going to try to keep those arms totally straight. You can go wider if needed. Back behind any amount. And then up. And back down. Good. And now just throw your strap down to the side. Shake your arms out a little bit. That's it. All right. Now we're going to take our chairs and we'll take it. Let's go step along the wide way on your mat, the long way. And let's all take our chair. Why don't you guys take it on your right side? I'll mirror you. Okay. So take it on your right. The back, notice it's the back of my chair, I mean, not me. The back of the chair is on my right. Okay. I'm going to step my feet wide. So you've got this chair, you guys, on the side of you, Heidi. Yes, and Sharon, there you go, on your right side. Good. And now I'm going to open up my right foot to face the chair. Okay, that's it. And kick your left heel back. Kick your left heel back. Yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly. Just like that. So you kick your left heel back. Your right toes are open. And then does this feel like too big of an opening? Everybody bend your right knee and look at your foot. And if your knee is kind of crashing down to the big toe side of the foot, step your foot closer to this long edge, so it doesn't have to open as far, or open the foot less. Okay. Now let's straighten the leg again. And if it feels okay in your body, can you turn your belly button away from the knee to this long edge of the mat? Okay. Take your hands to your hips. That's it. Let's put just a little bend in your knee, just a little one. And then as you exhale, we're going to tip, like these are the two handles to an old style teapot. And it's like you're going to tip your hips down toward the right and then back up. And tip the hips and back up. So it's the pelvis that's moving. The hips, like if you had the pelvis in your hands right here, it'd be like this. Right, rather than like a side bend. Now you might be able to do this with a straight front leg. You can see if that feels okay. Often it just makes it a little tighter. Or it doesn't make it tighter. What I mean is it's a bigger stretch. Okay. Now from here, we're going to stay in our tip. Just put your hand on the back of your chair, your right hand. Okay, so we're in triangle pose. If I had my hand down like this, I'd be making a little triangle right here. Right? But we're going to work on length. So we've got the back of the chair instead of hanging it down. I'm going to inhale. This might be where you stay. Exhale, engaging your abdominals. Okay. The bend can be a little or none. But you might also, some of you might want to stretch that chair away from you. So you start to push it away gently. Your belly button still faces the side if you can. Neck is at ease. So you might find that you want to look somewhere different than you are and feel like you're trying to get as long as you can. So see how some of you have your right ear up by your right shoulder up by your right ear. Could you instead push it away? Yeah, that's it. Okay, one more breath. And then exhale, looking down toward your right foot, bending the right knee, and then you can press into the heel And let's pass through warrior two pose where you bring your arms out. You can look toward the right hand if you want. Good, inhale there. And then exhale, straightening the leg. Arms can come down. And just wiggle your feet towards one another. And we'll take our chairs over to the other side. And when you're ready, take your time, of course, always. When you're ready, you can step your feet wide, open up the left foot, kick the right heel back. So the heel goes back further than the toe. And then put a little bend in your left knee and just see if it's falling in. If it's falling in toward the big toe, walk it toward this long edge so it's less opening in the hip. Okay, good. Then you can straighten your leg or keep a little bend in your leg to start. Hands on hips. We got our teapot action. Going to turn the belly button away from the knee. And then as you exhale, see if you can feel like that left hip is going back and the right hip's pointing up, and then come back to center. So the left hip kind of boom, sucks into the socket. It's like the femur bone goes in. And then come back to the center. When you come back to the center, don't lean the opposite way, just center yourself, just to keep things neutral. Yeah. And now if you want to try it with a straight left leg, you could try it with a straight leg and see if that feels okay. Just notice. So often if you got one side, something going on one side of your pelvis, or on one side of your lumbar a little more than the other, one side Trikonasana, which means triangle pose, can feel better than the other, right? So you can adjust. Now, you could stay here if you want. You notice you got your little triangle, a few triangles going on between the legs as well. Then you can take your hand to the back of your chair, front bent leg or straight, either way. You can push the chair away if you want to. So make sure you're not getting your shoulders up by your ears. Your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. Your feet are solid on the ground. And can you feel that your core is engaging on the exhale? Okay, because this is a very, well, we got balance going on in this pose, right? We're leaning to one side and balancing on one angle. Core can help. You're also doing a lot with stretching, so core strength can help here. Good, now looking down at that front foot, let's put a little bend in it, then press into that heel to rise up to warrior two. You can put a bigger bend if you want. You could look over your left hand. I just feel like a warrior here, right? So this pose is meant to invoke this sense of strength and openness across your chest, but also a sense of peacefulness, just being present and ready. And then when you're ready to exhale, straightening the leg, arms come down, just wiggle the feet closer to one another. And you could either hula hoop the hips here, or you could swing and twist, letting the arms flop around. Just do whichever one you feel like would feel better right now. And if you're hula hooping, doing both directions. Good. All right. Now let's get our chairs back in front of us, at the front of our mat with the seat facing us. And we're going to do the pose called Uttanasana, or standing forward fold. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up. We've already done it partially already. We exhale, we folded, taking our hands to the chair. Now you could stay upright, especially if this feels better on your back. Could even bend the knees a lot. Or if you prefer, you could fold downward. Like you could put your head on the chair or your forearms, or you could even move away from the chair and come toward the floor if you want to. Feel free to make it however feels best. You could do this in the chair seated too, Sharon. So you could do it like this, right? Just kind of lean, or even, ooh, I love a chair folded forward. Okay, keep breathing. Let's try a couple more breaths here. And then slowly let's inhale, reach your chest forward again. Exhale, let's bend the knees sitting in that imaginary chair behind you. And then let's inhale to rise. And exhale, arms out and down. Good. All right. So we're going to use our chair for balance. You could also use the wall, right? You don't have to use the chair. Some of you might need your strap. We're going to do baby dancer pose or standing quad stretch. Okay, so we'll be either reaching for the foot or using the strap to lasso it. Okay. And if you need help and you're in the room, I can help you get your foot into the lasso because sometimes that's hard. All right. So you just stand with the chair or the wall on one side of you and get yourself a focal point for balance. And then just inhale to stand tall. And then as you exhale, you take your outside leg and bend the knee and see if you can reach back for your foot. And if it's available, go for it, hold the foot. But if it's not, you can use your strap. You make like a little stirrup and you stick your foot in it, and I'll come around and help you get into it. And here, you can also bring your arm down close to it, okay? So just breathe. And the first thing to try to do once you get in it is to try to bring your knees next to one another. Heidi, let's take this hand and hold way back here. Straighten your arm out. Yeah, even a little further. That's it. And then try to stand tall. Good. Yeah. There we go, Sharon. Can you bend your foot this way? Yeah, I'm gonna put it around your ankle right there. Okay, how's that? Okay. And then if you want to, keep breathing though. Okay. If it's too much, you could just step down. You can also just do it without the strap, right? So you could stand like this, Callie, and just bend it, right? Yeah, yeah. So if it's just too much to finagle the strap, to right leg. Yeah. Puts a little different, nothing wrong with that. It just puts a little different angle on the knee joint. Good. And you guys that have been there a while can of course come out at any time and take a break. Take a break. Yeah, come down. I'm going to show Janet something at home. Jan, when you're using the strap, you guys, and you guys in here too, when you're using the strap, if you're able to do it, you want to try to get the arms straight. So in order to do that, so you're not up here, right? Because then you're getting all tight in here. So it's like you're trying to, and that's what I was coming around and trying to help with, trying to get a little bit closer, right, to the foot. So you can try it on the other side, or you can get the foot, we'll see, and just turn your body around when you're ready, or move your chair around to the other side, and inhale to stand tall, and exhale, just bend the outer knee and see if you can reach the foot. And if you can't, and you want to try the strap, you can use that. If you've got the foot, can you try to bring the knees next to one another? There we go. And then if you've got the knees next to one another, can you try to lift your pubic bone a little bit? I'm going to try to help you get in there. Here. There we go. Ready? This was a good way to do it too, with a little stirrup in there. Oh yeah, that's great. And then just breathe and try to stand tall, right? Are you guys all getting a quad stretch? Okay, if you're getting a quad stretch, you're doing it. All right, good. And then whenever you're ready, some of you are just getting in, some of you can be ready for a break. So come out when you're ready for a break. You can throw your strap to the side. We're going to face the front of our mat, but this time with the back of the chair facing us. So back of chair, you could also use a wall for this, and you would just stand facing the wall. Okay. Inhale, stand tall. And exhale, we're going to step your left leg forward, bend the knee. You're just going to take your hands to the wall or the back of the chair and lift your back foot off the floor. But do you see how I'm not going way down like this? I'm kind of staying upright. And I'm trying to turn my hip to the floor, and I'm trying to bend my back knee so my foot goes toward the ceiling, and breathing. Good. And then stand back up. All right, just shake it out a little bit. It's asymmetrical, so if it feels funky on your low back, try to go lower and do less, okay? So if you're feeling like, oh, I'm kind of tweaking in here, just don't go as high with that leg. All right, so inhale, stand tall. Exhale, right leg comes forward to stand. Bend the knee, get your balance support on the wall in front of you or the chair, and then see about lifting the back leg. So I do hinge a little, right? I'm coming forward a little, just not a ton, not a lot. Keep breathing, feeling that hamstring working behind you as well to lift the knee back. So now your knee is going behind the other knee. It's not trying to stay next to it. Good. And then release. Good. Shake it out. Roll around a little bit. So you can stick with that one. You could also do this one again. Okay, the first one, baby dancer. Or another thing that I'm going to show is come into it the same way. I'm going to see if I can get my foot. Of course, you could use the strap too. It's a lot to work with though, with the strap, unless you're just like really a strap strong. You use a strap all the time, you know, like I use a strap all the time so I could get right into it, the strap, but it's tricky, okay? Or you can just try it without anything. Okay, so when you're ready, I know you guys are eager. Okay, when you're ready, inhale, exhale, step one leg forward, other leg comes up. Maybe you turn and look for the foot. And if you're doing that, can you then turn your chest back toward the chair? And this time, if you want to go forward, go forward. It's okay. It might help you to get that back leg up more. Dancer pose. Keep breathing. Nice, everybody. And then come out when you're ready. Wiggle it out. All right. And then we'll do the second side. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, step the other leg forward, get your support. Lift the back leg and decide if you're going to look for the foot or not. And then think you can even picture it in your head, even if you don't feel graceful like a dancer or a ballerina, just imagine you're opening up your chest, you're opening up your front body, you're strong and balanced. And then when you're ready, exhale, coming down. You can hula hoop, you can swing and twist. The next thing we're going to do is sit in our chairs. Of course, you could always be seated on the floor for this one. I'll show that in a moment. But I think it's nice to sit in the chair. I'm just thinking of the little girls again, so I'm going to show the floor one, okay? So the chair one, this is chair child's pose, right? Chair child's pose. So you could be propped up on your forearms like this, right? Or you could come down on between your thighs or on your thighs, whatever feels better. And try to let your back release. And on the floor, you could do a little clamshell with soles of feet together, rounding down like a clamshell. So every breath in, can you feel your breath in your back body expanding? And every breath out, letting something relax. You can always come out sooner if you want to. Couple more like that. And then if you're all the way down toward the floor with your hands, just slowly come back up to knees first and pause. And then you can come all the way up sitting tall like you're on a throne. Okay, you can use the back of your chair or you could sit forward. Just pause for a moment, your arms resting, head up towards ceiling. So again, this sense of groundedness through your feet and your seat and your back, but also a sense of expansiveness. This idea, I like the idea of a throne. It's like you've got all the wisdom of your years and you're just open. You're open for advisement. People can come and get your advice, right? You got an open heart, strong and grounded, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Calm and steady.